Hello and welcome to the Evercade Retreat. My name is GJ and today I'm ranking all the games from the Irem Arcade Collection Volume 1 for the Evercade. Usually with all my reviews I finish every game, complete it maybe multiple times before I do the rankings. However, in this game I have cheated on one, but I'll get to that very shortly because it's the first game in this ranking, which means it's my least favourite. And that would be 10 Yard Fight, a gamified version of American football, and it looks okay. It's got, for the time, the graphics quite nice and clear and they show what's going on. The gameplay, well, it's not for me. As you can tell, I'm British from my accent. We don't do American hand egg, and yeah, this is no different. I've tried it, I've pushed myself to kind of get to know the game. Didn't really feel any desire to try and beat it, if it's even beatable, but I managed to have a bit of fun with it, and it's okay, but it's really not my jam. It isn't something I would choose to play. I know the game has its fans, maybe you've got to be a fan of the sport, or maybe just more into the sport thing as a whole than I am. But for me, it is definitely bottom of the pile. It just didn't engage me enough to keep playing. Next up is Battle Chopper, also known as Mr. Heli, which is how I knew it when I played the demo of it on the home micros. Anyway, the game itself is a shoot 'em up. Well, it's a shoot 'em up, but it's quite cute styled. I don't know if it'd be fully classed as a shoot 'em up. Anyway, you fly this cute looking helicopter around levels, shooting and blasting away at enemies and bits of terrain. As you blast away bits of terrain, you will reveal crystals, which will act as currency, and power-ups, but the power-ups require the currency to get. You have to balance between shooting the terrain and getting powered up and progressing through the level because you're on a time limit. The game is quite charming, but it's also rather difficult. I think it's quite frustrating, which is one of the reasons it's low on this list. Next up is In the Hunt, which as you can see is an absolutely stunning submarine based shoot 'em up. Visually really sumptuous. You can tell this is by people who would go on to make the Metal Slug series. A visual treat, sound and music also solid. There's a decent challenge to it, although you can coin feed your way through. Gameplay wise, I found it a little bit sluggish and not the most compelling shoot 'em up, but it's decent. Although it did absolutely kill my thumbs playing this. It's a thumb killer, so thank God for the auto fire or turbo fire if you have that, but it really helps. It'll save your thumbs. Yeah, a good shoot 'em up, but not fantastic. While not a case of style over substance, there is a fair bit to it. It is a case of style over enjoyment factor, at least for me anyway. Next up is Moon Patrol, often credited as the first game to use parallax scrolling. I'm not sure if that's 100% true or if it's just one of the earliest examples, but that's what I heard on the internet, so it must be true. This is a game where I first played the Atari port and absolutely fell in love with it. It was one of the first games that had that effect on me that I really got hooked on. I'd never played this arcade original before getting an Evercade, but yeah, I think it holds up pretty well. It's fairly simple looking and the gameplay is pretty simple and straightforward, but it still works. It's still got its original charm. I suppose it's considered something of an arcade classic for a reason. While it might not be to everyone's taste and maybe it's a little bit nostalgic putting it this high, it's my ranking. Next up is Lightning Swords, which is known as Kengo in Japan. It's a side-scrolling slash 'em up. I suppose it's a little bit like Shinobi, but obviously there are differences. Most notably is it uses up for jump, which is unusual for this kind of game. Also, rather than having a ranged attack, you're slashing your sword. If you hold down your attack, you'll defend and charge up a more powerful attack, which is, I assume, why you use up for jump. Maybe it's just they thought it'd be a better control system rather than having a separate bar for jump. I don't know. Anyway, it's a good-looking game with some decent music. It's a bit unconventional and takes a bit of getting used to, but once you do, it's a lot of fun. This is my kind of jam. I like these sorts of games, so maybe why it's higher up on this than other people might have it, but yeah, like I said, it's my ranking and this is my jam. Next up is R-Type, which is one of my all-time favourite shoot 'em ups. I first played a demo version on the ZX Spectrum, also played it on the Commodore 64, Amiga, played the arcade a bit back in the day, but it wasn't until I got the Sega Master System version that I really got good at the game and absolutely fell in love with it. That version only gave me 3 credits to beat the game, so I spent weeks mastering it until I could beat it with those 3 credits. I'm very fond of this game. I was also a big fan of the various sequels and things on the Super Nintendo. Since then I haven't played an R-Type game to a massive extent until getting the Evercade. I played R-Type Dimensions a little bit, but not a huge amount. Anyway, so revisiting this arcade version, it didn't take me long to get into the swing of things and remind myself of just why I love this game. I haven't managed to 1cc it yet, but it's only a matter of time. So overall, the Irem Arcade Collection 1 for the Evercade is a brilliant cart, well worth everyone picking up. There's 6 games here. In my opinion, 5 of them are really good, and one of them is just not my jam. Obviously, people's tastes will vary and they'll have other preferences to me, but I think it's safe to say that a good half of these games will appeal to a large amount of people. Seeing as a number of these games are very challenging, you'll get a lot of play out of them as long as they don't frustrate you too much. Overall, I'd give the collection an 8.5 out of 10.
So bright, jumping over craters through the endless night. Aliens above and rocks below. Gotta keep moving, gotta go, go, go. Blue patrol, I'm on a roll. Dodging danger fills my soul. On the lunar surface I ride, edge of my seat, hoping I don't dive. Go, go, go. Lasers blazing in the lunar dust. Every jump and bump, it's a thrill must. With every mile, the challenge grows. But in my moon buggy, anything goes. Blue patrol, I'm on a roll. Dodging danger fills my soul. On the lunar surface I ride, edge of my seat, hoping I don't die. Through the valleys and the peaks, every moment adventure speaks. In the silence of the moon, our journey's just begun. So soon. Blue patrol, I'm on a roll. Dodging danger fills my soul. On the lunar surface I ride, edge of my seat, hoping I don't die. So here's to the moon and the patrol I'll lead. In our buggy I find speed. Through the craters, rocks, and alien flight. Moon patrol, I own the night. My soul on the lunar surface I ride, edge of my seat, hoping